Good morning everyone, it's 9 o'clock. I'm still at camp. I'm about ready to set off on the day's adventures, but I wanted to show you guys this campsite again in case you missed the previous video. Plenty of room to park a couple different vehicles here. Great backdrop with that mountain. And then over in this direction, more great mountain views, just tons of mountain ranges. I'm in the House Range, that's what this mountain range is called. And I am parked right on the edge of this cliff. It goes straight down from here. Just a really neat spot. And we're going to start off on today's adventures by driving about a mile. It's only about a mile over in this direction, but there is something I want to show you before then. I don't have a fear of things going wrong on my travels, but I think I have a healthy respect for things going wrong. One of the foremost things that can go wrong is getting a flat tire, and if that happens in a place like this and you're not ready to deal with that, to fix that, then you're in trouble because there's no one out here. And so part of that is having, of course, a spare tire, and I've got fix-a-flats, and I've got those tire plug kits. I've got an air compressor, and I'm ready on a lot of those fronts. But I was thinking the other day, you know, I've never actually changed a tire on the Land Cruiser. I don't know what the tire iron is like, if it's any good. I think there's one in there, but I've never actually laid eyes on it. I know like where the stock little scissor lift is. It's like inside one of the panels on the inside of the Land Cruiser. But I've never actually taken it out and inspected it. So I thought, you know what? That's a mission critical piece of gear. If I don't have a tire iron, then I'm hosed. Like that's a really big problem. So I went onto Amazon just to see what kinds of alternatives they had. And I found this. This was $16. And it folds down, so it's a folding tire iron, and then the arms kind of come out. And it has several different sizes, so each arm is a different size lug wrench. And I haven't used this. I don't know how amazing it is, but I like having redundancy. I have well, I was gonna say I have two jacks in here. Actually, I have three. I have the scissor one that's included. Then I have a bottle jack and a floor jack in here because, again, I've had problems in the past when my jack wasn't working well, and it's just a huge headache. And so having another one of these gives me peace of mind. They do come in longer lengths, and for something like this that's a bigger car, it might be better to get a longer one. This is the small one that they had because it could be delivered same day, and that's when I remembered that I should probably have another one of these. So maybe I'll end up putting this in the RAV4, which is a smaller car, and get a bigger one for this car. But even if I don't, I mean, it's just good to have, and to know that you have something like this can certainly come in handy. So just wanted to point this out to you guys, and I'll put a link to it down below if you want to check it out. Again, very cheap on Amazon. You know, there are other like folding or collapsing tire irons that are like $50, $60. This was $14, $15, $16, I think, somewhere in there. So nice little purchase. And with that, let me put this away. Let me pack up, and we'll go drive about a mile over in this direction to our first destination of the day. From this dirt pullout on the side of the road, we have a path leading down to a sign, and then ultimately the path leads to this spring, Sinbad Spring. Natural springs like this can be hit or miss. You know, if you see one on a map, sometimes there's water coming out of the ground, sometimes there isn't. In the however many decades, 60, 50 years since those USGS topographical maps were made, the water levels have dropped quite a bit underground, and so that has affected whether or not certain springs are still active. I think this one still is, because I think I saw some running water when I was flying the drone footage, but let's see. Let's find out for sure. Oh wow, sure enough, we actually have some water. Let me focus on not getting my feet wet here. Look at that. That is beautiful water too. What a godsend something like this is in this area, in this dry, arid environment. For animals, for people, what a beautiful sight. Nice clear water. Wow, I'm actually fairly impressed. And as I understand it, there's a little trail that keeps going past and kind of around this spring here to a little waterfall and another little point of interest. Let's see if we can find a path that leads down the canyon here. I'm trying to get down into this canyon, but the walls of the canyon have been just sheer cliffs, and so I've had to go down the canyon a fair ways, and I think I've reached the spot where I can scramble down in. I've got some cairns here and a little path that I can follow now. I think this will do it. I love it. We have this little natural arch in the limestone here. It's maybe 4 feet high. It's not huge. Kind of looks like a shark's tooth, like an upside down shark's tooth. It's always fun to see natural arches outside of what I think a lot of us think of as their normal context, like Red Rock, southern Utah. This is a Gray Rock, western Utah arch. The arch is great, but I still need to figure out how to get to what I think is the waterfall. So the water from that spring, from Sinbad Spring, goes over a cliff in this canyon, and that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm still kind of on the sides of the canyon. I need to get down into the bottom and then just head up canyon from there. That's what I'm working on. Well, Niagara Falls, it ain't, but that is an honest-to-goodness waterfall in an honest-to-goodness desert. Let's see if we can't get a little bit closer to it. Whoa. I think this is about as good as we're gonna get, as close as we're gonna get. And you can definitely see that little trickle of running water coming down this cliff. That spring water that we saw earlier. And then down below me here, again with the running water, just the faintest hint of running water. But again, in the desert, this is nothing short of miraculous. From here, I'm going to head back the way I came, go back down the canyon, then kind of up and around and above this thing back to the car. And then I'm going to drive about half an hour down the mountain to a place that you have to pay to enter. So the vast majority of the places that I visit, the vast majority of the things that I see and do are free, but occasionally you run across a spot that is absolutely worth paying for. The national parks obviously are worth paying for, especially if you have the interagency pass, the annual pass. That's a fantastic deal. But this spot that I'm going to is $80 for 4 hours. So it's not cheap, but I think it'll be worth it. I hope it'll be worth it for the experience. So let me get out of here. Let me drive down to that spot. Let me get everything all situated there, get everything figured out, and then I'll update you and we'll get to hunting. All right, guys, so I'm at a place called A New Dig Fossils. This place is a trilobite quarry. It's a privately owned place. I've been here for about 10 minutes, and the owner, his name is Clay, he's over there. He's already shown me a few fossils, so I've already got some fossils here. Let me show you what we found so far. Check this out. We've got this little trilobite. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus here. Isn't that awesome? 500 million years old, seeing the light of day for the first time. And then we've got this guy here, broken in half. Got a larger piece with the imprint of one right there. So the plan is to just go look at the rocks over here, flip over a bunch, hit them open with a hammer, and see what we can find. Let's spend a few hours here. Yeah, this entire rock is just full of them. I don't know how well you guys can see this in the camera, but they're everywhere.
And the other side has little babies, little tiny ones. Right there, right there.
Yeah, those are like the size of a
pinhead.
Yeah, pinhead. Wow.
But they are everywhere.
They really are. And so with these little ones, do you try to extract them, or just like leave this whole piece, or do you they're so small you don't even worry about them?
No, preferably you get the whole piece, but like this is too big for me to lift.
Okay.
So I'll hit it with a hammer from the track home, then flip it up and break it. But I love the babies. I think they're great. Look at that, right there.
Oh yeah, nice. It's like the size of
one on the side,
size of a penny or a nickel. Awesome. This is what you've been digging at for 30 years?
5 years to get to this point.
Wow.
I haven't seen pay dirt in 5 years. I walked away. I said, screw it. You'll never get there.
So I picked a good time to come here.
Oh, couldn't be any better. Have yourself a time.
Awesome.
Jump on any rock you want.
Great. What's the biggest one you've ever found?
I've seen tails of one, if they were all there, would be 6, 7 inches.
Wow.
That's pay dirt.
This?
See the calcite on it?
Yeah.
It's sparkly. Here.
Crack it open?
Mm-hmm. See how nice it splits?
Oh,
Look
that's
at that.
cool.
That would have been a one.
Yeah.
That's the tail.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There you go, buddy. There you go.
Nice.
That's beautiful. Oh. There you go. Yes, sir. Oh, honey.
right, guys, it's 4 hours later. My back is sore, and I think I'm gonna call it a day. Let me show you today's haul. So basically I filled up this bucket, lots of little trilobites, nothing too, huge and life-changing, but still really, really cool all the same. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna get home and I'll clean up and organize all of this stuff. And at the end of this video, I'll show you some of the highlights. But for now, we are gonna head into Delta, which is the nearest town. It's over this way. Clay is coming with me. We're gonna convoy out of here. He has a kind of a dodgy spare tire on his car, so we're gonna go out of here together. And so we're gonna head back into civilization. I'm gonna get gas, gonna get some dinner, and then I'm gonna just drive back out here. I love being out here in the West Desert. Gonna camp out here tonight, but I do need to resupply. So I'll see you guys either in town or back at camp, or I don't know, but I'll see you guys pretty soon here. All right, guys, it's about an hour and a half later, and actually a lot has happened in the last hour and a half. So like I mentioned back at the quarry, Clay wanted me to drive back to town with him because he had an old, bald, natty spare tire on his truck. So just for, safety in numbers, he wanted to go out of there together to come back to town together. And so we did. And it's a good thing we did because that tire exploded, basically. I'll put a picture of it here, just completely mangled, completely shredded. I was driving in front of him and I could occasionally see him through the dust plume back behind me on that gravel road. But after a certain point, I couldn't see him anymore. So I kind of slowed down, didn't see him. So I turned around, and a couple miles back, he was on the side of the road, and yeah, his tire was just completely destroyed. So I gave him a ride back to town, and it's always nice to be able to do that. We've all been in a situation like that where you're stuck on the side of the road and you need help, and it's nice to be able to pass that on. I know I've been rescued before, so just a fun little adventure. Also, one thing that I didn't mention, I did film a little clip or two of it. We shot some pew-pews out there, out on the quarry. It's just a fun day. So was it worth $80? It was totally worth $80 just for the experience. It was fun talking to him, and it was just fun being out there. And I don't have $80 worth of trilobites in this bucket here. I think that if you really just want nice specimens, just buy them off of eBay or Etsy or something. You're gonna have better luck there. I could have taken that $80 and bought some, really nice big geodes probably, but that's not fun, It was really fun to go out there and be able to unearth these things that haven't seen the light of day for literally 500 million years. So I had a great time. I'm at a taco shop in Delta now. Delta is the biggest town in the West Desert, and I kind of like it. It's really remote. There's not a whole lot here, but I like little towns like this. So I went to a taco shop. I've got my burrito here. I've got my carrot cake here for dessert. I'm gonna eat this and then call my wife, talk to her for a few minutes, and then we're gonna get gas and head back out of here, head back out into the desert. So I'll see you guys once we get to camp. Welcome to my campsite. Amazing views of the valley out this way. Great mountain views in every direction, as is often the case in Utah. There's one other thing that I wanted to mention about my experiences today. So the guy at the quarry, Clay, he found some sort of shrimp fossil, and he didn't know what it was. He sent it to Harvard, and they wrote a paper about it. Turns out he discovered a new species. Those people named it after him. And so I'll put all that information down below. Clay said that if he found another one, so that's the only one he's found in like 30 or 40 years of being out there and digging out there. If he ever found another one, it would be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So how's that for an incentive to keep on digging, to just go a little bit deeper, to just break open that one last rock? Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this part of the video here, but keep watching because I have some trilobite close-ups to show you. Hopefully, once I'm back at home, while I'm editing this video, I'll lay everything out and show you some of the highlights. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I saw and did today. But for now, let's go back to the office and I'll show you the fossils. I've sorted them all into a couple of piles here. The ones on the left are my favorites, and the ones on the right are just sort of everything else. So let's focus on the ones on the left, and we have some just beautiful little fossils here. I've got a quarter for scale, and I'll play us out with some music here. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.